Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Coin Drop Podcast, episode number 55. And today we have a special guest with us because Tim forgot. So, Chris, welcome to the show. And Mike is here as well, so we're making it a three-man.
Threesome.
It's not gay when it's a three-way. Starting off strong.
Part two.
Yeah. Woo. Electric Boogaloo. Starting off strong. Let's start with introductions. Chris, you're a gamer. What do you do? You game? What do you game?
I game a lot. Probably an unhealthy amount. I should probably go to like an AA meeting, but no, whatever.
It'd be a GA meeting, no. Gamers Anonymous.
Except not anonymous.
Right. Yeah, no, because you got to change. You got to trade Steam IDs. Like, obviously.
I'm gonna need your Nintendo friend code.
Yeah. No, I mean I play a pretty much almost every type of game there is out there. I've played everything from like farming simulator to, I'm really big on first person shooters. I love open world sandbox survival games like Soul Mask. It's gonna be like my big, time sink for the next like couple months, most likely. Mm-hmm. Baldur's Gates, tactical games, things like that. So I mean, I've started my world with action RPGs like Diablo 2. I think was my first ARPG that I ever played. That of course led me down the long road that was Diablo.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I dabble in a little bit of everything. Just depends on the mood.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, Mike, what have you been up to this week, man? It's I was gone last week. You were supposed to be in with Tim, and some shit happened, and you didn't record, and then you recorded Sunday as a solo, which I gotta say, Tim, if you are listening, or when you do listen, wasn't a bad episode. It was pretty good. You just have a little bit too much of an NPR voice. Like, it was very, very leveled. Give some inflection. But Mike, what have you been up to, man? It's been a while.
Coin Drop Podcast.
Yeah.
So with the whole thing with I guess with that, I was having like problems, just general sickness, and then his AC apparently had like
it froze or some shit, right?
Yeah, his like one of his valves froze over. Some, I don't know, too technical for me to get into. So aside from that, I mean, my week has been go to work. It was pretty slow, but it was also very consistent. We had a couple days where I was basically not able to sit down for longer than a couple hours in the beginning of my overnight shift.
Longer than a couple hours, not minutes, hours.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, I only got like 2.5 hours of game time between customers for like 8 hours. I'd have to stand up for like 15 minutes.
Trying to watch my show when these fucking customers keep walking.
Sounds like such a hard job.
What do these people pay you for? Interacting with people?
Weird, right?
Yeah, what the fuck? I mean, like, you told me I'd be doing audit, and now I have to check people in. This is weird. Yeah, no, it was pretty consistent. So I mean, it was a good change of pace. Had a fun, interesting end of my week today with my manager, but that's a topic for another time that I don't want to rage into. Other than that, it's been a lot of just playing the Switch. Honestly,
yeah.
Thousand Year Door, the remaster on the Switch looks amazing.
I've been
especially the reflections and stuff that they did, the new lighting. Global illumination and other things that they've added. It's a pretty game for the Switch.
I gotta be honest, I really want to play the remake of Super Mario RPG, so I'm really happy to see them remake that one. Yeah. I've had an eventful 12 hours. I spent most of the day working on irrigation in my backyard and have it 99% done, so it'll be nice when we finally have grass back there.
Man, shit.
Yeah, but I guess person who doesn't want to pay thousands of dollars for work he can do shit. But yeah, as far as games go, I spent last night banging my head against the wall, as you know, you were there, trying to get footage to render that wouldn't render. I got a little fun thing too. one of my episodes, I actually made an issue for my Ghost of Tsushima Part 3. I technically put my like title when the episode starts as Part 2. So I was like, oh, no big deal. I'll load it back into, into my editing software, slap a 3 in there. Fuck it, it'll be fine. Tried to render that and made the mistake of rendering over the existing file. And it failed. And it lost that file. And I had already completely deleted the raw video file after that footage was rendered. So part 3's gone forever to the ether.
The lost episode.
The lost episode.
By Buffalo.
Yep.
And then
in
silence for Russ.
And then one of my boxing videos, shadow boxing videos, you and I spent like 3 hours banging our heads against the wall trying to get that to render, and I just gave up and fucking trashed it because Clipchamp didn't work either. Tried to render it on there and it just said fuck you. So I don't know. We'll see if the next one renders. Fuck it.
Maybe send it to me after this, and I'll see if I can render it, and we can determine if it's just a Andy thing or if it's an actual like issue.
Yeah, we'll see what's up.
User error, but whatever.
I mean, I am retarded. We are brain damaged. Chris and I both. Chris is also a vet. He's actually still active guard, not active. Whatever.
Active in the guard.
Active. There you go. He's an army guy though. Well, no, that's
Army Guard.
Yeah,
Different.
Army. Yeah,
Guard is the same as Reserve, but Guard belongs to the state instead of federal.
Yep, but he's actually got a TBI, and I just had a tumor, so we just joke that we have brain damage together, and it's a good time. Yeah, like we just go, brain damage is acting up. I'm fucking, I don't know, man.
We're like the Super Mario Brothers, but with brain damage.
We did dress up as them at work.
So
it was
like
great.
Wario and Waluigi.
Yeah, you know what? That's what we got to do this year, man. We got to do Wario and Waluigi. I got to put all that weight I lost back on. I got to just pack it back on.
Yeah, because I'm definitely a Waluigi.
You're definitely a Waluigi.
Sure you keep the upper body buffness.
Yeah,
and just have the huge beer gut.
Yeah, I gotta start chugging the barrels. That's all it is.
What you got to do is you got to pull a bend and be an upside down triangle.
Yep, that's exactly it. All right. Let's talk about some games. I think we've done enough bullshitting.
Is that what we're here for?
I mean, I don't know. Again, brain damage, right? So who the fuck knows?
I thought this was a motorcycle podcast, guys.
Oh, okay. So I checked out the Scrambler 1300. We can do a motorcycle podcast. You want to talk about motorcycle? The wife is really into the Triumph Tiger. She's talking about getting the 900, but I think she might just... Okay. Games. On screen, we have Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening trailer. You might be wondering why, if you're watching this. If you're not, you're probably not wondering anything because you're not here listening or seeing this. So there's that. The audacity. The reason we have this up is recently, leakers teased that there might be a new Legend of Zelda game coming out that is not more content for the shit-ass modern-day Legend of Zeldas that are Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Fuck Wild.
And we're canceled. All right, thanks for coming, guys.
Look, dude.
Hey, I just got a phone call from Nintendo's lawyers. They just sent me a DMCA.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
We don't have to abide by that because we don't really make any money, so they can go fuck themselves.
I figured they just called me because I was the brown one here.
That's exactly. They're trying to. They understand who the CEO of this company is. 100%.
Yep.
So,
air quotes for our audio listeners.
There's been talks that the code name for this Zelda that's in works seems to suggest that it might be another remake, like Link's Awakening. The code name for this current Legend of Zelda is codename Edward. And if I remember correctly, looking here, I believe the Link's Awakening, its codename was Richard. Kind of a wild, like, who knows why the fuck they choose these, right? But, like, kind of in the same family, they're just generic white people names. So, I
need a dev company to release a project name that's like Spanish sounding as fuck, just like Ricardo, or like just something like just off the wall.
No. See, what you got to do is you got to choose Spanish words that are English words, but not names. So like Manuel, Manuel.
Yeah.
Most
Yeah.
non-Spanish people look at that name and they're just like, oh, Manuel.
Manual.
This guy.
They're not wrong, but yeah.
This guy.
Yeah, we had a customer. Except I think his name was Emmanuel.
Yeah.
And he was just like he was like Emmanuel.
Emmanuel.
I was like, close.
Wait, I didn't say Emmanuel. I said Emmanuel. Oh.
Whatever. You're wrong either way.
It's
I
fine.
believe that
I'm
he said
always.
Emmanuel.
Hey, look. I'm used to being wrong, and I'm okay
He
with it.
emphasized the E like a white man.
Hey, you know what my favorite word to say incorrectly is?
Rotella?
No. Hola.
I guess. God damn it.
It's my favorite word to say like a white dude. Hola.
We're gonna talk about that at work tomorrow.
That's fine. You mean Monday? We don't work tomorrow, psycho. It's Saturday, dude.
Saturday.
Brain damage. See? I'm telling you. Back to what the topic tonight is. Legend of Zelda. So there's discussion here, right? Which Legend of Zelda game do we think this might be a remake of? Personally, I
Wind
don't...
Waker.
Okay, let's talk about it. Why do you think it's Wind Waker?
I think it makes sense because Breath of the Wild was based on the idea of Wind Waker 2.
Mm-hmm.
And Wind Waker 2 was supposedly it was going to be a Wii or Wii U release, but then it got too big, so it got pushed. And then after it got pushed, it got even bigger, obviously, so it became Breath of the Wild. A lot of that is kind of like years of fan theory just summed down into this one little
Sure.
thing, whatever. But I feel like with the timing of all of that and there being a Wind Waker HD remaster on the Wii U, it makes sense for them to do another HD remaster for the Switch, especially because the Switch 2 is supposed to be coming out soon. So what better former gen game to remake aside from Thousand Year Door than Wind Waker?
I mean,
I got one for you.
Go ahead.
Four Swords.
See, that's. So, personally, if I had to pick which one I would like to see, I would love to see Twilight Princess remade. That is hands down, the best Legend of Zelda ever. I don't care. I'll fight you.
So the
getting on
last
the plane right now,
Legend of
Russ.
Zelda game,
Come at
the
me,
last
bro.
Legend of Zelda game I ever played was actually Wind Waker. Like from beginning
Wind
to
Waker
end.
was
It the
really good.
last-
Yeah, Wind
it was
Waker
the last
was really
full
good.
one I played. But if
I
we're,
still haven't beaten it, but I need to.
You fucking scum.
Yep.
but if we had to pick,
Yeah.
if I had to pick a game
Mm-hmm.
that, because the Switch is essentially like it's a docked gaming console, but it's also a handheld console.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most popular Legend of Zelda games on the handheld was Four Swords
Mm-hmm.
because of the multiplayer aspect. And these days, you've got like multiplayer games like couch co-op isn't much of a thing anymore. There's it is such a rarity to see a couch co-op game nowadays.
Yep.
To be like, hey, we're going to take a stapled game and release a modern day multiplayer aspect of that. I think Four Swords would be the thing to do if they wanted to make a remake of the game and actually make it super popular.
I fucking agree 100%. I was going to go into this. I don't think the remake is going to be Link's Awakening. A Link to the Past, because they made the 3DS sequel to that, A Link Between Two Worlds. So we got that. I don't think it's going to be Ocarina of Time, though everybody wants it to be Ocarina of Time because they did make an HD remake of that for the 3DS. And I believe a Majora's Mask as well. So you can go ahead and count those out. Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons are the only other two that personally I would love to see as a remake. But Four Swords
Seasons was so good.
Four Swords is highly if I wanted to guess at what Nintendo was going after, it's Four Swords for the exact reasons Chris just said. The co-op play of that game, being able to play 4-player co-op on your couch or go out into the world with your Switch and 3 buddies with their Switch and fucking game at a fucking sports bar. Awesome. Great potential with that.
While you're drunk.
Or that. Or that.
There's one other possibility that I just thought of.
Yeah?
I can't remember the name of it because it was personally, I think it was the worst Zelda game ever made. The one for the Wii where you basically, the whole game is in the sky and everything is with
Skyward
motion
Sword
control.
Skyward Sword. Yeah.
I can absolutely see them remaking Skyward Sword.
That would be a good one to remake too. Third time? Did they do a remake?
They remade it for the Wii U.
Did they really?
Wouldn't that just be a re-release?
No, if they did an HD update, that's technically, you know.
Fair enough.
I don't really think they added anything. Like,
they did do an
beneficial,
HD. Yeah, they did do an
it was
HD.
like an HD texture update, more or less.
Yeah.
So
from what I heard,
absolutely
though,
see them.
that story was actually pretty solid, and that's actually, like, continuity-wise, the first game in Zelda, supposedly.
I'm going to be honest. I completely forgot Skyward Sword exists.
I never played it.
I liked the story. I just the way the mechanics in the game like played as a whole was just like fucking awful because Wii motion controls are fucking awful.
Yep. Yeah, I remember being stoked when Twilight Princess got released on Wii, and it was horrible. And I'm like, I'll go play it on the GameCube, thanks.
I was really happy that they actually added GameCube controller support when they released that game, so I didn't have to deal with the fucking Wii controller.
Yeah.
That was the first time I actually beat Twilight Princess, was when they re-released it, or re-released
it. I mean, it released at the end of the generation, so it just, got ported, basically.
It's kind of more just like a cross-gen thing. That was the first time that I beat Twilight Princess was on the Wii.
So, I think it's going to be Four Swords. I think that's a safe bet. I think that's the right choice. There's also the possibility of it being one of the later handheld Zelda games, like Minish Cap, I know is very loved by a lot of people. Phantom Hourglass is also on that list, very loved by a lot of people. Spirit Tracks, not so much from my understanding. Not a lot of people cared for Spirit Tracks. I don't really blame them. That one's kind of weird. But like...
Spirit Tracks is one of those games where it's just like, hey, we want to try something a little bit different from the traditional Zelda stuff.
Yeah.
And a little bit of a twist to it with like still it being Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
But I agree. That was like one of those weird spin-offs. Like, hey, we're going to try something. It wasn't as successful as we wanted it to be, but it was still a good game.
I think the best possible thing they could do is do an Oracles with Four Swords. Do a 3-pack release. Because they're all smaller games. Like they're not as they're not as big as Link's Awakening or Link to the Past. They're smaller games.
Yeah, like realistically, you could beat all 3 of those games same day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Watch them just be Nintendo and just remaster Majora's Mask.
I mean, I'd be okay with it, but like we just
you can't remaster a game like Majora's Mask in like as like a modern day game without doing Ocarina of Time first.
Yeah.
Like that would just be irresponsible.
Agreed.
This isn't going to happen, but the smart thing to do would actually be to remaster the first 3 games in the timeline.
There you go.
And release them as a bundle.
Yeah.
Like they, this in the same sense they did with the Super Mario 3D, the first 3D ones that they did on the GameCube. They re-released them, but as full remasters this time instead of a limited time.
Well, I
bullshit
think
thing that you need the internet to download and play.
the first 3 would have been Legend of Zelda, Link's, The Adventure of Link, and then A Link to the Past. Those would have been the first 3. Because Link to Past came out the year I was born in 91. And Zelda 2 came out in 87.
Let me rephrase. The first 3 3D ones.
Ah, gotcha.
Quote unquote 3D ones.
So 3D being... Are you talking 2D?
64 and
okay.
beyond.
So that would be Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and Twilight Princess, then, right? Yeah. I'd be fine with that. I'd take it. But here's the thing.
Because all the Zelda releases between Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess were handheld games, aren't they?
Yeah. You had Oracle. So between Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess, you had Oracle games, Zelda, Link to the Past plus Four Swords. So that's when we got Four Swords game. No, I guess Wind Waker came out before.
Oh yeah, Wind Waker was on the
You're
GameCube.
right. Yeah, Wind Waker came. So it would have been OOT, Majora's Mask, and Wind Waker would be the first 3.
Yep.
You heard it here, Nintendo. Do those 3.
No. Do Twilight Princess.
If they did
Swords.
3,
we just discussed this.
No, we don't.
Four Swords is the way to go.
It is. It's what they likely will do. It's like what they likely will do.
at this point we're just bullshitting.
Yeah.
But if they remastered those 3 games and released them as a bundle, I will 100% pay $70
Oh, it'd be more than that.
for those 3 games.
We're talking about the company that capitalizes your nostalgia. You're looking at $120.
Yeah, I was going to
totally
say
just
$120.
$60
inside level.
the $1,000 door for the 5th fucking time.
Yeah, see? They hit you in the nostalgia to take your wallet, dude. They're muggers, 100%. But no, dude, looking at the screen again and watching Link's Awakening is like, God damn it, I really want to get that on Switch and play it, because that was legitimately Link's Awakening on the original Game Boy was one of my favorite Legend of Zeldas for a very long time. So
I would legitimately buy myself a new Switch if that is the route they took. Whether it's releasing the 3-pack or releasing like Oracle and 4 Swords or whatever,
yeah,
I would legitimately rebuy a Switch for that.
Yeah, I think that would be
I don't
cool.
think remastering the DS and handheld variants of the game would really make sense, logistically speaking, for them, because they're forcing everybody to play, all the old DS and Game Boy games through their Nintendo Switch Online arcade subscription thing.
Well, it would be a full remake,
So
the way
you can go back
Link's
and
Awakening.
play I guess.
So, I don't know.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Speaking of seeing what happens, this is what happens when Halo fans get good. They teabag.
That was a really great segue.
I know. It's fantastic, right? It was. You might say it was top tier. So
Did you gain the lead?
nobody asked you, Chris. So a group of very highly skilled forgers, not forgers, but forgers, not like people who forge documents, but people who forge maps in Halo. You get it. Called Forge Falcon have actually been behind a couple of big projects. They've been attempting to build a Helldivers in Halo Infinite Forge. Still very much a work in progress, but they just announced that they have basically completed, and it is playable currently right now on Halo Infinite multiplayer for free, Halo Battle Royale. So there is now a Battle Royale mode that is on Halo that you can play right fucking now.
Interesting.
On top of that, they also it has 3 maps. They have tiered loot. They have it is in all intents and purposes like what we would expect to see from 343 as a battle royale, like shrinking play zone, all of it. Like I actually want to go play it right fucking now. But they've also built a classic Call of Duty zombies mode for Halo. It's not quite exactly the same, but it's definitely like the vibe of old school horde wave survival, Call of Duty, World at War kind of shit. So kind of cool. I don't really have a whole lot to say other than like Halo's Forge took fucking forever to come out, and I have seen nothing but great products come out of it since they released it. People have made some really fucking badass shit in Forge. And it makes me go, hey, 343, why the fuck didn't you just make this?
Because why would they pay their own people to do that when they know their gaming community is going to do it for them?
For free?
Taking a page right out of Bethesda's playbook.
Yep. Yes, they are. Nah, we don't need to finish the game. We'll just release the mod tools so everybody else can fix it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, basically.
Call it the Bethesda Bible tactic.
Basically. So, I don't know. If you like Halo, guys, if you don't, it is free. Like, you can download the multiplayer. I put... let me check my Steam real quick. I'll tell you exactly how many hours I put into it. Because it came out during COVID, ? When did it come out?
I want to say
It was right before the lockdowns.
Yeah.
Like 2009, late 19, I want to say. Mid to late 19.
So I put 84 hours into it in 2022. by the end of 2022 when I stopped. 84 hours. It is 100% free. And I put 84 hours into it without spending a dime. Now, some of their microtransactions are a little unreal. 100% agree. That the Mark V Mjolnir armor is $20 on its own, which is insane for a cosmetic item. But like at the same time, like when the multiplayer is free, I might be willing to throw you $20 for the nostalgia. We just talked about paying $120 for it for Nintendo, so
but that was for 3 games.
it's fair. Not one suit of armor, but you know, yeah. So I don't know.
Plus, it's not like COD where they released the the Kong versus Godzilla battle skin bundle thing. It was like $80.
What the
Cost
fuck?
more than the base game.
Oh, I remember that controversy. Yeah. Wasn't it just a punch glove or something like that?
It was literally just a punch glove.
It's fucking ridiculous. Yeah,
I mean, it came with like a finisher or animation or whatever, but like,
just a punch glove.
I mean, still, like,
Yeah.
that's...
I'd rather just
Nah.
buy a real fucking glove.
I'd rather just buy a real donkey and name him Kong. That's who Donkey Kong is, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Or to buy
Vietnamese mule.
buy a Kong and name him Donkey.
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 Brain
We have
damage.
Donkey Kong at home.
We have Donkey Kong at home.
Oh my god.
Oh fuck.
I haven't really played a whole lot of Halo Infinite. I think the last Halo I played would have probably been like Halo 3.
I gotta be honest, Infinite is like, I enjoyed the hell out of it, dude. I really did. There was some really fucking cool shit you can do in Halo Infinite with a lot of the equipment. I used to watch these guys, was it Siege the House or something like that? I can't remember what they are. But they did a lot of like Mythbuster videos for Halo when it came out where they tested a bunch of equipment. And you can do shit like the reflector shield is a monster, dude. You can do so much with that people had no idea for the longest time. Like you can, one thing that I would do is I would get that reflector shield knowing, or like, what is it called? I don't remember. It basically like pushes enemies, and that's how most people used it. But you could use it to bounce back grenades, bounce back rockets. Like, so I would get it knowing people had the rocket launcher and just charge straight
Running around
towards
and being
them.
a troll.
Dude, charge straight towards them and blast them. And then like,
Lost, good sir.
dude, it's
His
fantastic.
voice comms turned into 2012 COD lobby all of a sudden.
The grappling hook, you could use it to grab weapons out of the air, off their stands, like all kinds of shit. But one of my favorite things to do was to grapple to an enemy's vehicle and like take the driver's seat and then drive it towards the edge, jump out and grapple away. So they just like nosedive off the cliff and kill them. Dude, you could do some awesome shit in Halo Infinite. I gotta be honest. It's classic Halo greatness. The only thing that game was missing was classic SWAT. Team SWAT was all it was missing. And I'm sure it's got it by now, but like Halo Infinite is, dude, it feels so good. It feels like Halo should feel. It's so good. I don't know much about the campaign, never played it. I wanted to, but then like the time passed and I was like, fuck it. But as far as like multiplayer team shooters go, Infinite's a very solid one for free.
I actually haven't tried Halo Infinite like at all.
Oh, dude, it's so good. We should play it. We should all play it.
You gotta make time to,
I will fucking make time if we get a goddamn fire team together and go play some Halo Infinite. I will fucking make time.
Says the guy that's like, oh man, I don't have any time for anything anymore.
I fucking don't. I just spent 8 hours today working in fucking dirt.
And then continues to add
Man,
projects
shit.
to his ever-expanding
No.
list of
Get it right.
projects.
My wife adds the projects. I just do them.
I was literally present when you literally added 3 additional projects.
It happens.
In actuality,
sir.
he just has a note in his back pocket that his wife gave him, and he's just constantly thinking about, while I'm here, what project could I add?
Yep. Yeah. It's all right. It is what it is. But no, if you like FPSs, seriously, Halo Infinite is a solid one for free. It's really good. The only downside is 343 is already working on the next Halo, which theoretically might be coming to PlayStation, which is kind of a fucking wild thing to say.
Wow.
Yeah, that's where we're at with Xbox. Halo Infinite will not be getting new content. They'll just be recycling the seasons it's got, which is a little disappointing because the game's only been around for like 3 years, maybe more, maybe 4.
Yeah, 3 years. I mean, to be fair, with games like that have like seasons for like content recycling, 3 years is about the lifespan of games like that before they're just like, all right. Like honestly, I'm surprised Overwatch 1 lasted as long as they did before they came out with Overwatch 2.
Yeah, that's fair.
But like, I mean, 3-4 years is about the average lifespan of games like that. So
they did add some cool seasons though, some great cosmetics. I did like how they made like objectives that you had to do, and like you could earn credits towards, you know, the season pass and all that. I thought that was a lot of fun. It gave you some unique challenge to do when you played the game, which was enjoyable. Yeah. So I don't know. I thought overall it was a really good game. But
on the flip side of Halo coming to PlayStation, not really part of the topics, but apparently Microsoft is having, I think it's Toys for Bob, whoever owns the rights currently to the Spyro games. There's leaks suggesting that we are getting a new Spyro game. Not in the vein of like, what was that? Salamand Badland? I forget what the name of that. Where you had the little fucking toys that you would like put on a NFC pad, and then you could play them in the game.
You talking about Skylanders?
Skylanders.
Yeah, Skylanders.
I was calling them salamanders.
Yeah. Yep. I had to dig deep into my fucking used video game store thoughts for that one.
Oh
yeah,
my god.
So apparently we might be getting a Spyro in the vein of the early games, not Skylanders.
Okay, because he was in Skylanders too. You could unlock him in that game, which was kind of weird. But all right, well, cool. But speaking about Microsoft, since we're still on that topic, it turns out that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is the latest victim of Microsoft's poor decisions. No, they're not going away. They're still third party, so they're not like closing or anything like that. But
fucking womp womp. You could tell we're Reddit guys over here. Womp
womp. What, you guys use Reddit, not 4chan?
Oh god.
You guys only do one?
Jesus Christ.
Bring up the Mexican girl meme. Why not both?
Why not both? Warhorse announced that the poor decision making of Xbox to make a console that is worse than their best console in hardware made it so they had to limit the expansiveness of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. They were only able to make the game 25% bigger because the Xbox Series S has 10 gigs of RAM. So, great. Why the fuck does that console exist? I mean, granted, like, I'm playing through Kingdom Come 1 currently, and the map is fucking huge, and I don't necessarily think it needs to be bigger, but this is another instance of a game being bottlenecked by bad choices from Microsoft, and that's just disappointing. Yeah. Like, there's no really other way to say that.
I'll probably never own an Xbox console just because, like...
PC?
Xbox Play Anywhere. Like, if I buy it on PC, then I don't have to buy it again on Xbox or whatever.
Yeah.
But I firmly believe that Microsoft literally could have just done what Sony did and released a version of it with the disc and a version of it without the disc.
Yeah.
And just priced accordingly.
I honestly think they just need to, like, here's the problem, right? Everybody bought the S because the S was more affordable. Why spend more money if you're a general consumer and you're buying this for your kids? Because that's most people buying consoles, buying them for the kids. They're going to go, oh, the difference here is $100. I'm going to go with the cheaper one. I don't give a fuck. Like, they shot themselves and the entire industry in the foot by making that choice because now we have bottlenecks. Now we have... like, this need to release games on shit hardware. And, dude, CryEngine barely ran on the fucking Xbox One.
Yeah.
So I don't fucking know. Just bad choices, and now it's affecting people that aren't Microsoft, which isn't cool. If it affects Microsoft, fine. They made that choice. They get to lay in that bed. But I guess technically you could say Warhorse had a choice not to release it on Xbox. But as an independent third-party studio, if you have an option to release your game everywhere,
need it.
you're gonna release it everywhere. So yeah.
With Microsoft, if you develop for Xbox, then it's a requirement now, I think, right? They have to also develop it for the Series S.
Mm-hmm.
I think what companies should start doing, and it's going to hurt the consumer for a minute, but it might get Microsoft's ass into gear. Develop a different variant of the game for the Series S that's like handicapped on purpose.
What do you mean handicapped?
It could be something very simple, like with Warhorse and the game only being like 25% larger because of the 10 gigs of RAM. Just pull the level of detail
way the fuck down.
Way the fuck back.
Yeah. You know,
turn down shadows in the distance. Have a bunch of like empty textures load. Keep it ugly and simple as fuck.
I have an idea.
And then on the Series X, it's like an amazing variant of the game. On the PC, it's an amazing variant of the game. Because like, if enough game developers start doing that, there's already people in the world that will buy a console for one game. Imagine if every game developer is doing it.
Yeah. Fair enough. I think
eventually people are going to be like, I just need to get a Series X.
I think they should go, like, developers should start going the route of, like, the people who made the Bloodborne D-Make and just make a Series S version that looks like... You haven't heard about the D-Make? Chris gave a face. Okay. Well, Chris gave a face. But, like, make a D-Make version of all games for the S so they look like they're on PS2. Look up, when you have some time, Chris, look up Bloodborne D-Make. A guy actually took the entirety of Bloodborne and made it look like it was a PS1, PS2 title. Completely de-evolved it, and it's actually really cool looking.
People don't even do it to like former AAA or AA games. There are actually developers that will post to like itch.io, I think is the name of the
this is not like this isn't like PS2 era. This is like PS1 early 2000s.
Yeah, PS1 like early like Silent Hill 1 shit.
Yeah.
There's another developer that made a weird Mario Kart spin-off using the Bloodborne world and art style in a D-Make as their like their whole like idea. So you're literally just running around in these like carts with PS1 graphics in what looks like the world of Bloodborne. It's fucking great.
Awesome. So yeah, I think if every studio started doing that, it'd probably hurt their bottom dollar, but the reality is Microsoft is getting out of the console game. 10 years, they won't be having another console. Like by 2035, I will not be surprised when Microsoft says we are not making another Xbox. I won't be surprised.
Frankly, I'd be surprised if they decided to make another Xbox after whatever this next generation is going to be.
Yeah. I mean, we know that they've just recently signed their hardware agreement for the next Xbox, but outside of that, I don't genuinely think that they will be.
They're still working on their Xbox Cloud hardware.
X Gaming or X Cloud or whatever.
You have a box that sits under your TV, and then it connects to the internet, and that's where all your games come from. Is you stream them over the internet.
Look,
so they're not even installed locally.
I'm honestly super excited to try out xCloud gaming on my Quest when I go on my fucking trip, because I'm going to sign up for Game Pass on my Quest and play fucking Halo Infinite on like a 370-inch screen on a flight, which sounds really fucking fun. Really fucking fun. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Microsoft making weird choices. Nothing's new there. I think Tim and I on our last episode we were in together talked about how they continue to make bad choices.
Logistically speaking, I mean, if you're doing a box that just streams everything over the internet, it kind of makes sense, because then you don't have to make new hardware. You can just keep upgrading your data center.
Yeah.
It's probably cheaper in the long run than making new hardware every 4 to 5 years.
Likely.
See, on your topic of doing what you were planning on doing with the VR there, Russ. I've mentioned it before to you because I'm really excited about it. But the glasses, like the Viture glasses, I think that's how it's pronounced. But like those things where it basically just gives you like an augmented reality, like massive screen in your actual field of view. Like that's what I want for travel. Like I think that's amazing. The fact that you can just put on these glasses, you connect it to your handheld, and it just gives you this massive augmented reality screen. Like that's what I want. I think that's
would never come back to reality.
I don't blame him. The only questions I have with that is the only question I have with those is like, what's the resolution, frame rate, battery life, those kind of things. But like, they do sound cool. Not saying they don't. They sound pretty fucking cool.
Battery life is my major concern. But resolution would be huge too. Because I think this is the first time they're doing something like that.
It's definitely like stepping up the optics of AR VR stuff. So we're getting to a point where we're gonna be ready player one here probably 10-20 years at most.
I was looking at this on the website.
Yeah.
It's it gives you an augmented reality screen of up to 135 inches at 3 meters away.
Hell yeah.
Let's see if it says anything about resolution.
Could you imagine wearing those on your motorcycle? I mean, what?
Do you want to die? 'Cause that's how you die.
No, man, you just have it like float up there, so you can just kind of like when you're on the highway, you just gassing it, staring,
and talking to Twitch chat.
Let's see. It looks like they have up to 120 hertz refresh rate.
That's pretty good. That's really good.
That's for the Pro.
Okay.
But for the regular Viture 1, it's 60 gig.
That's still, 60's not bad. 60's doable.
Yeah.
60's acceptable.
Super technical into it, but you guys should also look at the X-Rail Air Pro 2s or 2 Pros or whatever.
Link them in the Discord, and I'll check them out later.
Yeah.
Trying to see if they have anything about like resolution. I imagine it's really just going to be like 1080p. If I'm being honest.
Probably, but
I
don't see them.
So like 1080p per eye is
a
little over the pixel ratio of 1440p.
Yeah, so it'd be about a 2K res overall.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's hardware talk.
Yeah.
I don't have a segue for this one. GTA 6.
Yeah.
The CEO who owns Rockstar. Wait, what was it? What did he say, Mike? What was the
title said
CEO.
The title said the CEO of CEO.
Yeah, CEO of Rockstar owner. So whatever the fuck that means. Good.
The redundancy.
Good.
The title was probably AI generated.
Oh yeah, a good AI generated topic. Games Radar. Good job. CEO of Rockstar owner sizes up GTA 6. Quote: "The world's in a different place than it was when we launched GTA 5, and the sequel could be unmatched in the industry." All right, but let's unpack this, okay? Put your dick away, Mr. CEO of Rockstar owner, and stop stroking it. You need to calm the fuck down, okay? We have seen massive.
One thing, right?
But, I mean,
the world is a different place than when,
Yeah, GTA 5. There is no denying GTA 5's success. It is the largest money-making thing, period, across all entertainment. That doesn't mean GTA 6 is going to be. Doesn't mean it's not going to be. But we have seen, like...
You don't know. It took GTA 5 8 years. It might take them 8 years.
That's the other side of that, right? Is like, how long were we waiting for fucking heists, guys? How fucking long were we waiting for fucking heists? Okay?
Yes.
How long were we just waiting for GTA Online, which we were told would launch the same fucking day? Anyways, rants aside.
Yes.
Do I think it's going to be a good game? Yeah, I do. I think it's going to be probably their best game yet. Everything seems to suggest that it's going to be amazing. Do I think it's going to have the staying power of GTA 5? Not in the first 5 years.
Not until online and all of the updates for online.
I was gonna say, like, if they release an online kind of like what they have right now, Like, I mean, the entire
I think
roleplay GTA roleplay community is going to transfer over. Like, period.
Yeah.
And it might be easier for the roleplay side of things because Rockstar Games hired the 5M devs for this game.
Oh, nice.
So I think, without a doubt, they are going to, the second online drops, which will probably take a year. I think it took GTA 5 1 year for them to release the online. The 5M devs probably already have a somewhat working build, or at least a foundation that they can build on top of, that they can add to once they have like the final build of GTA 6 done. It would be really easy to copy and paste like this section of the online code to their build of 5M to get it to interconnect and go from there.
So I wanna start with something here. GTA 5 came out in 2013. It's been over 10 years since GTA 5 came out. Let's look at
PS3 game.
It sure was. Let's look at there was in that year AAA titles. This might be inaccurate, but a quick Google search tells me there was only 42 AAA titles released in 2013. Of that, the biggest games released in 2013. Biggest games released in 2013.
Use your
Stop.
words.
Well, Google's fucking me. Give me a second here.
Are you using safety?
What's your safe word?
Apples. I'm just gonna touch on a couple of these. In 2013, BioShock Infinite released, GTA 5 released, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance released, Beyond Two Souls, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Saints Row 4, Last of Us, Devil May Cry, the shitty one, The Stanley Parable, Metro Light, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, Blacklist, Dead Rising 3, Tomb Raider, Injustice Gods Among Us, Call of Duty Ghosts, Dota 2, Batman Arkham Origins, Dead Space 3, Outlast, Deadpool, I forgot that was a fucking game. God of War Ascension, Kingdom Hearts HD 1.2 or 1.5, Dragon's Crown, Gears of War Judgment, Final Fantasy 14, A Realm Reborn, Super Mario 3D World, Plants vs Zombies, Star Trek, Temple Run 2, Warframe. There were not big titles released in 2013 to compete with GTA 5. Like, there was a few, don't get me wrong. There's more that I didn't mention in here. Pokemon X and Y, okay? Rust.
Well, first of all, I'm just gonna stop you right there. Final Fantasy 14, A Realm Reborn, is still
100%. The best MMO ever made. That's not even, that's hands down. But there's not a big crossover between people who play GTA 5 and Final Fantasy 14. That's not a big crossover. That's regardless of the point. Not a lot of big games released. Like, big games did, like big franchises, but like none of these had the staying power that GTA 5 did.
Yeah.
There wasn't really a whole lot after that. Okay, again, minus Final Fantasy 14, Chris. Obviously, the best MMO ever made to date. Calm the fuck down, man. Give me that look. There wasn't a lot of staying power with a lot of these.
Yeah.
They have their audience.
Honestly, I forgot about half of those games, honestly.
We now live in a world where just this year alone, just in 2024, we have had numerous massive releases since the beginning of the year. Like, big hit games.
A lot of them in the same month.
That's what I'm saying. The industry is in a different place in terms of great games. It's the same reason Diablo 2 was so good when it came out. There wasn't a lot else out. So the good games really fucking shined. GTA 6 is going to be a great fucking game. But is it really going to hold up when Last of Us 3 comes out? When there's other games? When fuck, dude, any other new pick a new title. Fucking...
I think it kind of falls back into what you were saying, that people who play GTA don't necessarily have any sort of like easy relation to Final Fantasy or like any of those other games, because GTA is a niche product for a niche industry, for niche players. And yeah, like a handful of those players will also play like The Last of Us Part 3 or whatever, because like I myself love GTA 5. I also loved the first Last of Us. I thought the second Last of Us game was good enough to play it twice, but that's not necessarily all of the people that play GTA 5.
Sure.
A lot of the people that play GTA
Only
play GTA.
Yeah.
Or they play GTA and they play COD.
Yep.
And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So
maybe some of like the Forza games or some of like the sports games and things like that. But
yeah, they play casually. So GTA is their like quote unquote hardcore game.
Yeah. What I'm getting at is like the game is going to be successful, but this guy sounds like he's expecting it to be record breaking everything. Nothing will ever come. No, dude, you're going to sell the same amount you sold for GTA 5 because those are the people who are going to buy it. Let's look at 2023 real quick. These are some games that came out in 2023, and I'll show you what I mean about the saturation. It's the reason so many people... I can't keep up. I will never play half these games I'm about to list because I cannot keep up. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Dead Island 2, Starfield, Diablo 4, Pikmin 4, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Hogwarts Legacy, Sea of Stars, Octopath Traveler 2, Final Fantasy 16, Assassin's Creed Mirage, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Dead Space Remake, Atomic Heart, Wild Hearts, Company of Heroes 3, Horizon, Call of the Mountain, Deliver Us Mars, Wulong Fallen Dynasty, Forspoken, Metroid Prime Remastered, Baldur's Gate 3, Street Fighter 6, Remnant 2, Alan Wake 2, Kirby's Dream Return to Dreamland, Armored Core 6, Blood Bowl 3, Fire Emblem Engage, Lies of P, Meet Your Maker, One Piece Odyssey, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Red Fail.
Wait, they made another Kirby?
Yeah, they've made a couple.
What the fuck?
Return to Dreamland, Red Fail, System Shock, Bayonetta Origins, Wanted Dead, Souls of Chronos, Atlas Falls, Dissidia 7, Minecraft Legends, Payday 3. Like, this is just a small list, and half those games I named, I probably will never play because half the other games are on my list to play. And that's just last year.
Heard of.
Yeah.
I still haven't actually even beaten Baldur's Gate 3. I keep doing way.
I haven't even started playing.
Dude, I haven't played Alan Wake 2. I haven't played Lies of P. I haven't played System Shock, which is one of my favorite fucking old school games. I haven't played the remake. Haven't played Starfield, but need to now that I know that they have the Mandalorian mod. Haven't played Marvel Spider-Man 2 because it's not on PC yet. Really want to play Dead Island 2, but haven't even played Dying Light 2. Like, GTA 6 will be great, but how long will it stay against every other major release?
It's kind of like completely different game genre, but like you got to think of it as like games like Enshrouded. Enshrouded was a like massively anticipated game, and it's a great game for like all intents.
It's another one that I really want to fucking play.
Yeah, but games like that, they have a lifespan.
Yeah.
And unless you as a developer stay on top of like constantly releasing brand new updates, giving people more things to explore, or releasing a game like that, but making like the times between like checkpoints in the game longer.
Yeah.
Like your game has a lifespan, period.
Yeah.
It's,
I think
like, look at Helldivers 2.
Yeah.
Super fun, super popular game, even still. But like those player numbers are not nowhere near. I don't even think they're even half of like what they were just even 2-3 months ago.
Well, they're the only game in history to continuously go up after release with player count, and so now they're tapering back off, which I honestly believe is the same shit we'll see with GTA 6. You're going to see a huge uptick. It'll be like Helldivers, that it goes up and up and up and up and up, and then all of those people who are like us, who play multiple different games, who aren't just GTA players, will be like, cool, I beat the story, or there's this other game that's pulling my attention away. I'm going to go play that. I'll come back to this eventually, right? Like, the CEO seems to think that like he's going to make the next greatest thing ever, and it's like, dude, you need to chill the fuck out. It's going to be successful, but your level of expectation for this is out of control. GTA 5 sold 200 million units. It's a big number. I expect GTA 6 will sell maybe about the same. I don't expect it to beat GTA 5. GTA 5 was so highly anticipated and was so groundbreaking in what they did. GTA 6 isn't. There was nothing in GTA 6 that was in their trailer that's groundbreaking. It's like, okay, cool, it looks like you made improvements. GTA 5 was huge.
I mean, there's the body physics. And
Sure,
stuff like that.
okay, but like,
but that's more so groundbreaking for Rockstar specifically, not necessarily as like an industry
right.
whole.
That's what I mean.
I mean, they're making the game look modern, but like at its core, like every single GTA game, with the exception of 5,
Mhm.
every single GTA game is at its core the exact same thing.
Yes. Yeah. 5 was
Copy
the
pasta.
Yeah, 5 was the big sell because it was the first game. It was the first open world game that felt like a real living world. Go back and play Infamous Second Son, which came out before or just about the same time as as GTA 5. That world feels empty by comparison. Empty.
Oh, yeah.
And GTA 5 made a world that felt like it was alive. GTA 6 is making it better, but it's not as big as a jump as it was from 4 to 5. It's just not. 5 was hugely successful with everything that it did. Yeah. And I fully believe that GTA 6 will continue to support their online community the way 5 has. And eventually they're probably going to tell people on 5, like, get fucked, we're done supporting you, get over to 6. Like, that's going to happen.
Let's be real. As a developer, if you're smart, that is what you will do.
100%. Push them to the new game.
And they'll probably do a thing where, like, if you buy the game and then, you link your accounts or whatever the fuck.
If you suck the owner of CEO's dick hard enough,
then they'll give you some, like, bonus in
CEO.
the online version for GTA 6 or whatever. But there's another kind of point of view I kind of want to go with.
Sure.
The sales thing of it. I can see them absolutely breaking the 200 units or 200 million units. Not right away. Not by any means.
Yeah.
It's going to take fucking years.
Yeah.
I can see them making 200 million units within like the first 3 or 4 years of the game's lifespan, but it's going to take them at least 6 to 10 years to break that record if they're going to break it. The other thing that I've started considering as another point of view is that the budget for GTA 6, hypothetically, let's just say they sell 200 million copies and some change, a couple handfuls or whatever, and that's it. It plateaus after that. The budget for GTA 6 is vastly bigger than the budget for GTA 5. So I think what's going to happen is the game's going to release, it has hundreds of hours of content. It's because the world is bigger than GTA 5, so they're going to be adding more shit to it.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I can 100%, within the first year of the game's release, seeing Rockstar Games turning around and closing sub-studios and committing to layoffs, because within the first year of the game's release, they are not recuperating anywhere near the budget that they just dropped and bled money into to get this game out the door.
Yeah.
Because this game has been in development since I think the beginning of GTA 5.
More or less. I mean, they definitely weren't actively
not like getting down to the code of things, but like
storyboarding, concepting,
the blueprint, storyboarding, and shit like that was there for sure. That's kind of my point of view. The other point of view that I have with this,
I think that's pretty valid.
I'm just gonna have to see that.
I fully expect to, like, if they ever release how much they dumped into this game, I don't know if that information's public or if they ever plan to make it public. I would not be surprised to learn that it cost them $500 million to make this game.
How much did GTA 5 cost?
I don't know that they ever came out and said. Let me look.
I think it ended up being leaked.
They did.
Yeah, I don't know if they confirmed it, but I know it was leaked, and when they were asked for comments, they were just like, no comments. So everyone was like, okay, well then it must be true.
Right, yeah.
Because if it wasn't, then they would be like, no.
Media analyst, some guy's name I can't pronounce, estimated the game development budget exceeded $137 million.
So
GTA 5?
For GTA 5,
I've got something here. It says GTA 5 holds the record with a budget of around $265 million.
So the 265 million number makes sense.
Yeah.
In the idea of that you're also including the marketing and like the online side of things.
Probably.
Russ's number, I think, was
Strictly
specifically just GTA 5, the story side.
Still
Because
a
that
lot of
number
money
obviously
for
has
just a
gone up
story.
since then because they keep releasing, the new DLC and shit
Yeah,
for
online.
the online side. So that
Yeah.
if you include that, the 260 million would make sense. I can absolutely see this game costing bare minimum for just a story $500 million.
Yeah, I'm with you. I
Just
think
the
that's
story.
yeah. I think that's out the gate because, dude, inflation since 2013, 2012, that we were still in a recession when they started building GTA 5. A bad recession.
Yeah.
And we are in a worse recession.
Arguably.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I could see. I would not be surprised to find out that they hemorrhage money. Like, that CEO, dude, I feel like he is. I think he's sweating and he's trying to talk a big game. I think he's very concerned and he's trying to sound like hyped.
And to be fair, that's his job to kind of do.
Yeah.
You gotta celebrate this.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
When you make a game budgets like that, I mean, it's you either make it or you're a bust.
Well, we see it all the time with fucking leaders of devs who say shit like that. Dude, Neil Druckmann just came out and said the next Naughty Dog game will redefine what people consider. Shut the fuck up. Shut
And then
up.
PlayStation turned around and they were like, actually, we don't support his comments in the. We don't know what the fuck he was talking about.
They just say words. They say words. They just, my next game's gonna be my greatest work yet. Well, I fucking hope so. It shouldn't be worse than your last game.
Right?
What?
Like either that or you just need to stop. making
Just
games.
release a game of some fucking sheep just eating grass. You don't
like-
even control it. You just sit there and
Yeah,
watch it.
Yeah. It's like why do you say these things? How stupid do you think people are? Like, are you telling me there was ever a conversation of going, let's talk about Last of Us 3. Maybe we should make it worse than Last of Us 2.
It can't be better than 2. That's
No.
unacceptable.
We know the rules about movies.
2
The
can't
sequel,
be better than 1, and 3 can't be better than 2.
exactly.
It's
It is the rule. So no, I don't know. I think GTA 6 is going to sell, but I think ultimately they're going to take a loss on it up front. And I think you're right,
because,
Mike. I think we'll see layoffs.
Especially because there's no PC release date yet. They haven't confirmed that it was even going to come to PC. Like, everybody's expecting it, and as they should, because patterns are a thing.
Mm-hmm.
PC release, I think, for GTA 5 was like, what, a year and a half, 2 years after?
Yeah,
the
it was
console
after
release?
it came to the Xbox.
PS4 and
Yep.
Xbox Series, or
Yeah.
Xbox One.
I want to say
So-
year and a half is typically about like the wait period.
It seems with Sony,
So,
they tend to
the
go with
fact
12 to
that-
18 months. So yeah.
That's also why I think they're going to lay off a bunch of people and close hub studios because they're only releasing to PS5 and Xbox Series. And yeah, I mean, tens of millions. I think. How many? Just let's just say Sony. How many units of the PS5 do they sell again?
Oh god,
they
they're
just
still
break the PS2 record?
No, I
like
don't think.
recently?
I think they're on track. PS5 sales numbers. Let's see. PS5 currently has sold 54 million units. The PS4
so-
sold 54.97. So, sorry,
And
excuse
then
me.
even if you include the
Yeah.
Xbox Series X and S units combined, that's nowhere near enough money for them to recuperate. If every single one of those people bought this game at full price, hell, even if they bought it at the deluxe edition price, which would probably be like $110, they're not recuperating that money at all.
So this says PS5 sold 54 million units, 54.17 million units in 39 months. I don't know if it's been out that long, or if that's current. Xbox Series X and S has only sold a combined total of 27.23 million units in 38 months. So,
Yeah, so the first
you're
the
not
first
even
year and a
breaking
half to 2 years.
100. You're not breaking
Yeah.
100 million just in console owners, and you're not releasing it on PC. It's the same thing. Dude, Square Enix was disappointed in the sales of Rebirth. Well, yeah, you released the last one on 2 different consoles, and then again on PC. You released this one on 1 console. Your max number of players, your max number is 54 million. That's it. You have a finite cap.
So, and this is me giving them like benefit of the doubt in saying that every single PS5
Yeah,
owner,
and they're
every single Xbox Series X and S owner is going to buy the game. That's not going to happen.
No.
So they're going to turn around in a year, look at the numbers, and be like, "Fuck, where are we going to get this money back from?"
Mm-hmm.
Well, Austin, Texas, their studio has been kind of lacking lately. So,
Yep.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, that's barely breaking 80 million total. Barely.
yeah, if they're smart, they will release on PC
Very soon.
right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's, I think, going to wrap it up for us tonight. Hope you all enjoyed the podcast. We are hopefully going to see Tim next week. It's been almost a month since I've seen him at this point. So I hope the man is alive. Question
I'll
mark?
just be a permanent replacement. It's fine.
Okay.
I'll be the new Tim.
Okay. He puts his finger over his mustache. All right, everyone.
A layer of comedy from this
Chris,
guy.
are you going to join us over on the Patreon for tonight, or are you going to take off?
No, I'm gonna take off. I promised the
enough.
lady I'd only be here for an
Quitter.
hour.
There you go. Understandable.
Maybe next week if I get invited back.
Yeah, we'll see. We definitely will have you back when you're ready to talk about Soul Mask. I want some footage from you on that. I do want to talk about that. So when that comes out,
I will definitely have some for you.
Sweet.
So I do plan on streaming again starting this week at some point. So I'll take some of the footage from there and just put it over.
Hey man,
to
what's
you
your
guys.
Twitch? So
plug your Twitch.
So we can watch you stream it.
Okay, yeah. I haven't done anything in a while, but it is Strix Entertainment, one word. I'll drop a link in the Discord, and you guys can do what you will with it.
Will do.
But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But I'm personally excited for Soul. So
Yep, you'll have to let us know. And I think you had a special message for our listeners.
I do. It's a very special message today.
Yeah, what was it?
Tell your dad I said hi.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great night. We'll see you next time.